going on YouTube? This is TM25MD, and today I have an interesting live for you guys. The season has restarted, and I will be playing some big Abyssian, big as in like Golem and Control, and Variax, a whole lot of mumbo jumbo. Season has restarted, so we are still in gold rank. I believe I finished last season at S rank position 7, so not too shabby. So during this time in the gold season, we will be trying out new decks. I tried out a bunch of stuff, mainly golems, and I did see Pow and the Kissa. Pow and the Kissa use Golem to get to S rank, and he's been pretty much using that for the last month or so. Golems around, so I decided to take that same concept and add an Abyssian twist onto it, and here's how it is. So first, it is a Golem slash big Abyssian, so it is going to be a somewhat a control list. So using face to trade is not entirely necessary. So the idea is to start up top, is because that's pretty much where this deck shines, is in its late game. So yeah, 3 Grandmaster Variax, we want that as fast as possible. Once we get those out, we will have a pretty good chance of winning the game, unless we're like low life. But if we can get this out when we're reasonably healthy, the game is pretty much ours. This generating 5/5 bodies every turn pretty much just wins the game. 3 Revenants, because these things are the best 7-drop in the game. 3 EMPs, also a fantastic minion to drop if you can ramp into it. Also really good in the late game against things like Voth. Voth, you know, let's say he's at 5/6 attack in the late game. You drop an EMP, he's back down to 2, and he has a 9/9 in his face. And most of Magmar, they aren't really running much removal outside of Natural Selection and Thumpening Wave. More so even in Decimus. Decimus doesn't have much doesn't have much removal outside of Lava Lance, Slasher if they run it. Usually Starhorn doesn't run a Thumpening Wave either. Maybe just a 1-elf copy to deal with like, things like Almyra. Yeah, but anyways, 3 EMPs. With that 2 Nether Summonings, this is great with our big minions. We can get back a Revenant, great for chaining Revenants, great for chaining EMPs. It doesn't give you the opening Gambit effect, but still that 9/9 body is pretty good. Even greater, you can combo with Bright Moss after you ramp into it, so they somehow take it out with a, I don't know, like a Punish, or Ritual Banishing, or other removal effects that cause to destroy this minion. So another summoning can be great. 2 Black Solus. I would like to stack the 5-drop as we do have a Celebrant. This alternatively could be, I just love Black Solus so much. This alternatively could be Boulder Breacher, as it'll help. It'll probably be more efficient. So Boulder Breacher is definitely a thing that we can use. But I wanted some synergy with my Bloodborne spell, so Black Solus felt fine. We do have Celebrant to ramp into this, so not too bad. This again, alternatively, outside of Boulder Breacher, this could have been like a Blue Conjurer. Even Dancing Blades would be pretty fantastic. Hollow Grove Keeper would be an interesting tech against against Lionar, but we already have some removal against Lionar. Yeah, pretty much. Keeper of the Veil would also be decent as well. Even Kron will also be all the decent picks in the 5 slot. But I just ended up going with Black Solus. 2 Shadow Sister Kleinos, great 4-drop. We can ramp into that, or play it turn 2 when going second, keep us relatively healthy in the mid to late game. So our big minions can pretty much clean up. Breath of the Unborn, pretty good AoE effect against Swarm. Does 2 damage instead of 1 and heals all your minions. So since we are running big minions, I would like to throw in a copy of that. So yeah, decent AoE, and we can also get that Bright Moss back up to 9 health, as Black Solus up to 7 health, etc, etc. 2 Ritual Banishings, just great removal in general. 3 Golem Metallurgist, 3 Demonic Lore, 3 Celebrant, 2 Sphere of Darkness, and 3 Darkfire Sacks. Pretty standard Golem early game package right there. 2 Sphere of Darknesses is for card draw. I found that originally I had 2 Rite of the Undervaults. I found that this deck didn't play many cards per turn, so I didn't really need the field to have that much draw. And plus, what I would like to have with these Sphere of Darknesses is play them in the early game, so I can try and get my my big guys out earlier, like Black Solus, Bright Moss Golem. Why Blood Siren over Healing Mystic? It's a little bit better in the control option. You'll take, it's essentially not as good as, it's like a reverse Healing Mystic when you come to think about it. This is -2 attack, so if you hit anything with 2 attack, it's like essentially healing yourself for 2. It's just that its stats are inverted. I wanted to try it out a little bit, but again, easily this could be a Healing Mystic. So yeah, I've played a couple games with this, 2 games so far, or technically 3. The first one was the initial testing game. It wasn't as what I expected it to be. These 2 Abyssian games were just hard swarm. I just want to play a couple hard swarm games. Turns out hard swarm is not that good when Both is all over the meta. Everybody's been playing mid-range Both for, I don't know, people like playing solitaire and mindless games. But this was the first initial game, so let's take a look at the one against Grinch. Again, yeah, him playing Both. Speed this up to 1.5. See Grandmaster Variax. We can easily replace Variax and EMP. It's a bit early for those cards. I would like to hold on to the rest of the cards. Kleino is pretty good here. So our turn 1 play is pretty simple. Just play the Blood Siren. Get our second copy of our Breath of the Unborn. Not something that we really want to see. I would just prefer to have one. The AoE, the 2 damage AoE is not as strong as I would like it to be. It's not that strong against Magmar in general, as their minions are pretty beefy. They're very well statted. So he plays a Cryptographer and into a Flash Reincarnation, I believe it was Spelljammer. So he gets 2 minions out, and he refills his hand. So that was a pretty strong opening from him. So I did make a slight misplay. I thought I had 4 mana, so I could just play my Kailino. But I made a small misplay. Thankfully, I do top deck a Golem Metallurgist. I just wanted to kill that the Cryptographer. I don't know what he's running. It's not something I want to have him like throw a Greater Fortitude on. He could easily throw that on the Spelljammer, I know. But I would like to take center. I have access to both tiles. I can play like a Bright Moss if I ramp into it. And I also wanted to I put this all the way back here just in case he had something like Tiger. He couldn't move too forward and then come and hit me with a Tiger or move over here. Part of the reason why I wanted to hit that Cryptographer, because if I played it like here or here, anywhere around here, he could easily just move up or down here with his Cryptographer and just play like Tiger like right here, and it'll come down and he'll kill my Golem Metallurgist. So I didn't want something like that to happen. And I pinged that because if he wants to take a swing at me, he'll obviously trade. So his play is simple right here. I think he just develops a 4-drop and BBSs. As he does. So if he doesn't take this bottom mana tile, I'm pretty set because I can play a Revenant. So pretty decent for me. He wants to preserve that Spelljammer. He will refill back up to 6 because he will draw 3 cards this turn. Move my Golem Metallurgist out of reach. Bot doesn't really have that much reach in general. So what I do here is I do Darkfire Sack my Blood Siren, play my Revenant, clear that Spelljammer. I did not want to overdraw. That's part of the reason why I wanted to ramp into Revenant. I do get a bit fortunate by drawing another Darkfire Sacrifice, so I can potentially play Variax in 2 turns. As we drew another Variax, I'll probably throw that away. As he ends up using Tiger, which by him using Tiger instead of saying something like, it says 2 things. He either does not have, because he essentially took 8 damage right there. It tells me 2 things. He does not have Thumpening Wave, and or he does have an Earth Sphere in hand. So that tells me a couple of things right there. So he could have 2 possible plays next turn. Earth Sphere, or he's saving up for a Thumpening play for me to drop a bigger minion next turn. we'll see. Maybe he's preparing for me to play like another summoning, chaining Revenant, so he wants to have that Thumpening available. So again, Earth Sphere or Thumpening Wave. So I dropped Variax, not really that needed here. I do recognize that I am on 5 mana, so I can play BBS and ramp into Variax. Next turn, I played my Kalino all the way over here. Yes, I know he can punch it. If he wants to Mecantor, he'll have to Mecantor this entire area as opposed to Mecantoring my face. So I move 2 over. And that's essentially what he does. He does have the... Oh, man. Oh, my Discord's showing up. I apologize for that popping up. I thought I shut Discord off. But it's gone now. So anyways, yeah, he starts going on me, realizing that I could play like another Revenant or a Variax this turn. So he starts going in. So my play is pretty simple here. I just play Variax. If he wants to play Mecantor, that's not really a strong play because I will kill him the next turn. So Mecantor is not really an option for him right now. So he does move up. I guess he does have that Thumpening Wave or maybe an Egg-Morph. I forget how he actually removes it. I'm pretty sure he removes it. Okay, so he uses Thumpening Wave on the Mecantor to trade pretty nicely there. He's able to clear my 1/1, my Kalino, and my Variax for essentially 10 mana. So it's a favorable trade in his favor. And all he does is play that Silithar right here on the creep tile, which is kind of interesting. Seeing that I do have 7 mana, I can just easily play Kalino and my BBS. If he wants to Mecantor, again, not a very strong play because I can hit him with my my 5/5s. The 5/5s will live, and Revenant should be able to finish off the game. So yeah, 2 good spawns guaranteed here and here. I decided not to hit just because I did see Cryptographer, so I don't know if he has any Drogon plays. If he had a... He is on 8 mana, so a Drogon Cryptographer would put me down to... with the Kalino in the field. Drogon wasn't really an option because he doesn't have BBS available to him, so he probably doesn't have Drogon in hand because he did play his BBS last turn. So if he did have a like BBS Drogon, I'd probably be dead. That'd be 5 times 2, 10, that'd be 20 damage. I'd definitely be dead if he had Drogon in hand. But yeah, he doesn't have it, so he moves out of the way. I do believe he goes for another Mecantor. Lava Slasher, okay. I do believe that was like a slight misplay on his part. I do believe he should have moved like right here with his young Silithar. Because if he got Mecantor, the Mecantor would come down here and hit everything anyways. But he did not pull the Mecantor from Cascading Rebirth, so he kind of lost out anyways. That's just my opinion. So like if he didn't get Mecantor, he wouldn't be... he could use his young Silithar to clear this. Yes, it will become an egg, but it would be 1/5/5 out of reach. So I do believe that was a slight misplay on his part. But we do have lethal in hand. We have 11 damage. We have 5 from the Wraithling and Revenant to finish it off. So pretty good. Reason why I didn't record these first 2 games was because I wanted to get a feel for the deck. So I was trying to think optimally just by myself rather than speaking out loud in front of the record. Because you know the moment you hit the record button, you're going to go. It's going to go downhill. Yeah, with losing and tilts and whatnot. Second game with the fully optimized list. I don't know if it's fully optimized, but with the latest draft of this Golem list. So yeah. I'll probably play one more game after this just to give you guys a feel of my thought process. But I do believe this person was playing a swarm deck. I think it was more aggressive with no Shadow Dancers and Variax. Because he does have Cryptographer. So pretty good on his part. Plays Blood Siren, don't really need it. And I just play Celebrant and Metallurgist in Sphere, as that will take this tile away from him, so he can't ramp into Blood Moon Priestess. Also, I wanted to see if I could pull like a Black Solus or a or not a Black Solus, Bright Moss Golem. We are running 3 in the deck. We pull a EMP. Unfortunately, cannot ramp into it unless I pull a Darkfire Sack, and this happens to live. So he plays Furiosa, not the end of the world. We do have a Breath of the Unborn in hand. He ends up grasping and clearing my entire board, so feels bad, man. But I couldn't really play around that too much. Like I could have like maybe I don't know. I didn't expect grasp in the swarm list, but every teach their own. So I do know he has a BBS next turn, so I didn't want to use my Breath of the Unborn. And he only have one Wraithling that's a 3/3, so I decided to take a little bit of a gamble here. Play my Golem Metallurgist out of reach and hit that. So if he wants to hit my face or use Demonic Lure, this will become a 3/1, and I can just go for the Breath of the Unborn and clear his entire board. So does move up, I believe. Threatens that mana tile. Goes for his BBS. He has a decent chance of putting it on the tile. It's like a 2 and 5, so 40% chance. Yeah, so he does have the Demonic Lore, which kind of sucks. But it's not the end of the world. He'll use his 3. Surprised. Actually, no, he was able to clear my entire board, so that was the correct line of play there. But yeah, we have the freest Breath of the Unborn of my life on his entire board, so not entirely terrible. Unfortunately, we can't take that tile, so we can play Metallurgist into Breath of the Unborn, but it's not the end of the world. So I just play BBS here. And I call it turn. I don't punch because I don't think I punch. Yeah, I don't punch because I know my late game should be better than his. I don't think he's running a Variax list, but who's to say? I'm running Golems. But anyways, yeah, he plays a blind Blood Moon Priestess, not the strongest of plays. He doesn't take away the tile from me, which is great because if I pull like a Revenant, I can ramp into it and kill it. I do top deck Revenant because I'm a Lord. But yeah, simply just play Revenant here. Just kill that. A slight misplay on my part. I would like to box him into the corner, so playing Revenant probably like right here would have been the better positioning. I'm also playing around Grasp of the Agony. Move my Wraithling here and my General here. Playing around Grasp of the Agony that way. But he just ends up running this way, so it's not the end of the world. He plays a Furiosa. Not terrible. BBS. Also fine. And a Ritual Banishing, I believe. He punches that Wraithling, so not the end of the world. Yeah, so Ritual Banishing. So actually right now I think he might be running like a Variax style list. I don't know if he's running 3, so get rid of the Darkfire Sacrifice, don't need it right now. I can stop him from doing any shenanigans. Better got rid of the Darkfires because I'd be playing Variax next turn, so I'd rather play the EMP. And make sure he doesn't have any Cryptographer combos and get those things out of hand. So I start punching him now because I have a 6-point lead on him. And I have an EMP on board, so that needs to be answered. He has used 1 Demonic Lure and 1 Ritual Banishing, so I don't know what he's running. There's a Soul Grimoire, which is kind of scary, to say the least. And he ends up just trading, so he's even getting +4 attack. And he actually hits me, which is kind of scary because what if I drew like another Revenant? Yeah, it'll trade into him, but he'll be left at 4. So I just end up playing Variax blind here and call it a turn. At this point, I should win the game because unless he has like double Revenant, he only has 2 cards in hand. So like the only way he can beat me now is with double Revenant. But so I try and position in a way where those 2 Revenants can't hit my face. So. But it turns out his play is Cryptographer and BBS and another Soul Grimoire. So kind of interesting. So yeah, there's no point in getting in close here. I couldn't find I couldn't get lethal by the way these Wraithings were positioned, unfortunately. So I just play my BBS here, try and get him as close to him as possible. I play the Demonic Lore, get rid of that, so my what's it called? My Variax can get a hit in. Why I did it on the Cryptographer and not a Wraithling was for him to get value, he would have to trade into Wraithlings. So that would limit, that would open up a bunch of board space. On my part, so pretty decent there. All around. He only has one card in hand. I don't know what he can do. Maybe a Variax of his own would kind of do it. Not entirely sure. Yeah, as I said, he did have to trade those two Wraithlings in. But again, those Zix spawns and Wraithling spawns were pretty good for him. So I can't get a lethal in. Let's say if the Zix was right here, if it spawned like here instead of here, I could have easily had lethal. Because I would just use this Wraithling to kill this Wraithling, move up my General 2, hit this Zix, and then my Wraithling can kill me lethal. But he got a good spawn. You know, makes this game more interesting, right? So I just played Black Solus and Shadow Spawn, and I just run into the corner. Or no, I run this way. I don't want to run into the corner. Also gives me two surrounds here. His General cannot reach me anyways for the tie, so not entirely terrible. Try and look for a second Revenant. Revenant would win me the game. He only has, again, one card in hand. Turns out it is Revenant. He uses it to clear that Wraithling, which was smart on his part. But he can't deal with this Black Solus, so I'm going to pause it right here after the Shadow spawns. See if you guys can find out lethal, how we can do it. Give you like 5 seconds. Not too tricky of a lethal, but it's there. Alright, so we'll look. So use that Wraithling to kill the Zix, that one to hit that, use this Wraithling to hit here. Alternatively, I could use my General. And Black Solus getting lethal, which makes me so happy because I haven't seen this card since Shimzar. So, yeah. So I love Black Solus. I think it's a fantastic card. So, yeah, that's so 3-0 technically, but 2-0 with the latest draft. So we'll look for one game just to show you guys my live thought process, but we'll see how it goes. I think I'm ranked 6 right now and 3-game winning streak, which is pretty good. Hopefully this won't be too long. This will definitely be the last game, win or lose, because I've been satisfied with how the list performed. The keys to playing this list, I guess, is to not trade too much with face, because we are reliant on our late game with EMP and Variax, so our late game is very strong. The reason why I have EMP with Variax is because even if I dispel my own Wraithlings, I can easily, once I have Variax down, I can easily bring them back up to a 5/5. So EMP doesn't have bad synergy with Variax. Like you could just use them to hit in, and then you can just play your Variax again, or excuse me, your Bloodborne spell again after dropping EMP. So there isn't that much bad synergy in this deck. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. The Breath of the Unborns, I have used it to clear, but I haven't used it to restore HP on my bigger minions. Mainly because I haven't really seen Bright Moss. The first game with the original draft, I had been able to get a Bright Moss down, but not a Bright Moss with a Breath of the Unborn. So another Voth. Hopefully we can hold on to our EMPs. So we got a Blood Siren, decent thing to hold on to. And definitely dropping EMPs a little bit early. So preferably a second, another 2-drop would be pretty good to have. But we have a decent removal package in Lure and Ritual Banishing, which we might need for what's it called? Lava Slashers and whatnot. So we do get a Bright Moss Golem, no 2-drop, or no Celebrant, or whatever. But anyways, we do draw an EMP. We'll see what we get. So he's going to move forward. He's probably like, what is this man playing? Using Blood Siren in 2017? Blood Siren has put in decent work. Again, Healing Mystic could alternatively be the better call. I'm not sure yet. What is that? Is that a Rage Binder? Saberspine Tiger. I disagree with that play, honestly. I didn't think that was a very strong play. So I'm just gonna use my. Hopefully, I get a 2-drop, get a Revenant, which isn't bad to hold on to. So I would like to. What do I want to throw away? EMP or Revenant? EMP is, I think, better to hold on to, so I'm gonna get rid of Revenant. Get a Kalino. So I'll just take the center here, try and guarantee myself to play a Bright Moss next turn. Second EMP, not bad. See what he does. On 4, they can play like something like Sunsteel Defender, which isn't like the end of the world, honestly. He goes up to the creep tile, interesting. Yeah, so there's the Sunsteel Defender, not the end of the world. So I think I'll just get rid of my EMP. Get a Breath of the Unborn. I could just alternatively BBS, right? And then Ritual Banishing. It's not entirely terrible, right? I think that's better than developing Bright Moss, because if I develop Bright Moss, he can just easily natural selection that. Whereas if I develop a 1/1, it's not entirely terrible. So I'm gonna stay where I am. So yeah, I'm just gonna play Ritual Banishing. I'll Ritual Banishing this one. So the reason why I'm gonna Ritual Banishing this one instead of this one is because he can't just move up, take this tile, and kill this other Wraithling. So I'm gonna use this one. Don't want to deal with that Punch Steel. He doesn't want to. I would imagine he's taking unnecessary damage. I guess I'll hit him. Again, I said I don't want to like to trade face that often, but I won't be able to do it later as once he gets his BBS going. So yeah, I would like to get that extra chip damage as I can. So see what he does. See if he moves up and kills this Wraithling. Probably, because if I am like, if he like assumes me running a I don't know, like a hybrid swarm, he can't leave any minions on board because a what's it called? Will devastate him. Is that a Lava Slasher maybe? Elucidator. Okay. Greater Fortitude would be kind of scary. It's Greater Fortitude. Feels bad, man. Alright. Taking 7 there kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. I have to whip this away, I think. Maybe play a natural. I can't take the tile. I mean, I guess I can. Breath of the Unborn isn't like that great here, so I'm gonna drop Breath of the Unborn. Celebrant, huh? Celebrant's not terrible, is it? We'll play Celebrant. Here? Actually, I probably should have drawn first. Oh well. Black Solus. Yeah, I definitely have to whip this. I'm gonna take this tile, because he might just take it himself. That's not sure. Maybe whipping it over here would have been better. Yeah, I definitely should have whipped it over here. That was a misplay on my part. Because now he can just close in on me, so and I really have no way to deal with this this Elucidator for the time being. I can play a 7-drop actually. EMP would just kill this, I think. Lob Slashes feels bad, man. But I do have 6 mana, not the end of the world. So I can probably develop Black Solus here. See if he punches me. By playing Black Solus, I play around natural selection. So, and plus I can play EMP the next turn. So I would like to hold on to this Kalino. Maybe Bright Moss is not the call here. So I don't want to play this. How do I want to do this? Let's see, if he plays Mecantor, right? He'll have to trade both of these in, because this will be a 8-7. So maybe running away with this isn't a terrible idea. I think that's all I'll do. I'll play it here, right? This way, not all of my Wraithlings will get hit by Mecantor. Because I would prefer him not to hit it, because I'm dropping EMP next turn anyways. This will be a 5-1, so. And, okay. Alright, so that's not terrible. So if he uses, like, his Elucidator to hit this, or his face to trade into it, I'm perfectly fine with that. He can easily just Mecantor this area. But he'll have to trade in his, I doubt he'll punch it, that's 8 damage to the face. See what he does. Goes there. Doesn't look, did he just punch it? No way. Eggmore, feels bad, man. Eggmore, that's interesting, in 2017. So he doesn't have, he hits me in the face, that's also interesting. But I can definitely just drop EMP right now. This Elucidator will die, which is pretty good. I'll definitely get rid of the Celebrant right here. If I had one more mana, I could play EMP plus Ritual Banishing. Actually, no, I would need another body on board, so it feels bad. I think I'll just play EMP here right now. It'll kill this, and it will bring him back down to 0. What do I want to do? Do I want to Darkfire sack this? Yeah, sure, why not? I can also Nether Summoning as well. Not entirely terrible. We'll probably throw back this Celebrant. He can have a couple ways. He's revealed Eggmorph, so I don't know how many of those he's running. Instead of a Cantor. Natural selection. Okay, that works too. Variax would be really good right now. Variax would be a 6 cost. Kalino wouldn't be bad either. So. I don't know if he has Mecantor in hand because last turn, or 2 turns ago, would have been ooh, Grovelion, huh? Alright. We definitely can Ritual Bashing that. So probably throw back this Celebrant. We can also Nether Summoning, right? Can't Ritual Banishing though, which kind of sucks. If I Nether Summoning, right? I can also play Kalino, which isn't terrible. So I think maybe I'll throw maybe Nether Summoning. It'll give me a full surround, right? BBS, Kalino, right? So he could be playing something like Voss Smosh with the Grovelions. I think I'll throw this here, right? Maybe Nether Summoning first. It might give me an Elucidator. It gives me an Elucidator as well. Or a Slasher, excuse me. So, pretty good pull there. We'll throw the Kalino right here. And call it turn. So, not entirely terrible right now. We could die. I don't see how we do die. We did get fortunate with these 2 spawns, with the Wraithling spawns, because it allowed our bigger spawns from Nether Summoning to spawn right around him, so he can't just like Mecantor it. I mean, he can Mecantor it, right? By punching this Wraithling here. But I'll also gain a little bit of health. Is that a Greater Fortitude? I think we lose if that's a Greater Fortitude. That feels bad. That feels bad. I thought... Actually, yeah, we still do lose. Maybe Ritual Banishing was the better play, but we wouldn't have developed anything. Honestly, we would have gotten like a Kalino, and that's about it. Honestly, so it feels kind of bad, man. But I do like lists. I'll probably throw in Mystics. Maybe Mystics will be better. I'll try the list without Mystics, with Mystics instead of Blood Sirens. We'll see how that goes. Maybe a third Kalino for extra healing. Might be worth considering as well, or even a Spectral Blade. So if you guys did enjoy this episode, feel free to comment below and leave a like. I really do appreciate it. I'll be starting up some Pokemon content as well, if for those that do still watch this. So yeah, have a good hump day, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July, and yeah, have a good rest of the week.